at RSA 2024 with Nick from LogicGate. Hi, Nick. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
First question, and an obvious one, LogicGate. What do you do? What problems are you solving? And how's it going at the show?
Yeah, so everything's going well at the show right now so far. Like, been a lot of buzz. You can see how crowded the booth is right now. But what LogicGate is we're a holistic GRC platform. So I jokingly call it GRC and everything GRC adjacent as well. So all of the normal GRC use cases. Whereas at the end of the day, we're really a process automation workflow or workflow automation tool, but all the processes that we have implemented out of the box are GRC use cases or GRC adjacent, like privacy, ESG, et cetera, like third-party risk management, things like that. So anything that would fall into that general umbrella, we can automate and build in. And the way we do this is with a graph database where we can build really, or enable really complex data relationships. So when you're looking at your risk and saying, how likely is this risk to actually happen? You can pull up all of the controls that are associated with it if those controls are failing, as well as any incidents that have happened. So in the back of your head, you're saying we only get 2 social engineering attacks a year. You can look at it and say, no, we actually get 6 a week, and adjust accordingly. So it gives you all of that data, all of that context to really run your security program like you should be from the very beginning.
That's excellent. So it's kind of meshing the GRC side of things to the real operational side to actually do GRC as GRC was intended.
Exactly, yeah. So not just getting out of just the compliance, like go-to-market aspects of it and the governance aspect of it, but really starting to tie in, like, how do we use risk to actually run the program and make sure that we're focusing on what actually matters versus what some external framework told me matters. That probably doesn't make sense in my environment. Like spending $350,000 on HSMs for a company with no sensitive data is a waste of money. So,
absolutely. Strange you mentioned frameworks and stuff. This is going to be one of my questions because recently I've been hearing a lot of discussion over go-to security frameworks. You have various camps depending on geographies and verticals sometimes. Some people are ISO 27001, fanatics. Other people swear by a SOC 2 Type 2 letter. Others, FedRAMP, NIST, all things. Do you have a go-to framework, or what's your whole thought around this? Are they fragmented?
So I would say that there's definitely so many frameworks. Some are really prescriptive. Like PCI used to be really prescriptive. The 4 is not as much anymore. The NIST framework can be very prescriptive depending on how you implement it. And then some of them are just really wide open. Like HIPAA's pretty wide open. Leaves a lot to your interpretation. The same thing with like SOC 2 Type 2. So really, I'd say kind of the end all say all for me is the NIST RMF framework, and then from there adopting it to what your business needs are. And then the way we do it is we map it all so that all those controls we can map across all the different frameworks. So once you go in and you assess for like one of the access control controls, we can say how it applies to PCI, SOC 2, ISO, FedRAMP, CMMC, all the way across the board.
So you're not duplicating effort.
You're not duplicating effort.
Answering the same question 40 different nuanced ways.
You're not chasing down your ops teams like every other week for a new audit, giving them audit fatigue, and just really enabling the business to do what they need to do and move forward. So.
Absolutely. You certainly gave me flashbacks to former jobs that I've been in. That's really cool. Last year, I was here and all the buzz was around AI. Everything was AI this, AI that. I've noticed a certain level of tempering slightly in that, but kind of, is that what you've seen? What's your,
I'd say it's on almost every booth that I've seen so far is touting some type of AI functionality. I went around and demoed a couple of different products. It was fun because on one of the bigger booths over there, we're actually going through a demo of the product. They're showing me the AI integration and what it does. And I was like, let's do a little prompt engineering. And we got it to actually start recommending other products instead of the product that they were POCing. So there's a lot of sloppy implementations, but there's a lot of people put it in there. We've actually launched an AI governance product ourselves. But really, I would say the big differentiator is AI is quickly becoming like privacy. So you've got the NIST AI framework, you've got the EU AI Act, but then every state now is coming out with their own AI regulations.
Yeah.
So it's just like privacy, we're going to be chasing CCPA and GDPR and blah, blah, blah. So like looking at it holistically, because AI is so pervasive, it can be a supply chain risk, it can be a product feature, it could be just something writing marketing emails for you. So really figuring out what those use cases are, tracking them in through something like we have for the AI governance app, and then really tying that in with the whole holistic program. So tying in new questions to your third-party vendors to say, okay, well, we don't want this AI use case or this AI vendor because it is known to leak data, or they say that they own all of your data, or whatever it might be based on terms and conditions. Are our vendors inadvertently sending our data to it without telling us?
Yeah, it brings a whole new aspect to third-party risk.
It absolutely does. I joke now that like third-party, like GRC is kind of quickly becoming GRCP AI.
Yes.
So the acronyms are just growing by the day.
No, they are indeed. And kind of leads to my next question. A lot of people, and this is a theme, security, data security, information security in general, it's hard. It really is.
Extremely
And
hard, yeah.
you know, we look and you know, we hope the needle is getting pushed in the right direction, but there's many that feel that it's not moving fast enough. You know,
Yeah.
do you think that's the case? And if so, you know, what are some of the reasons?
Well, I'd say it's, you know, if you look back, you know, I started in cybersecurity over 20 years ago, and back then everything was, I mean, but back when I first started, it was RAS. We were literally dialing into environments, and then VPN came along, stuff like that. So back in the day, all of your data was in your LAN WAN, in your server environment, and you were actually able to control it very well and know if it was coming in and out, control, you know, CD access and things like that.
Yeah.
Now, almost everybody is a big SaaS connected world, and you know, most people don't have LAN WANs that now contain all this data, and they're using third parties and sending all this data out to everywhere else like that, where it becomes, and then so it hits that third party, and then all of that third party's third parties, and then so you look at the spider web of how your data gets around and grows. You no longer have to attack a company to get access to their data, which is where data security becomes so important, is knowing exactly where your data is, how it's protected, and being able to take controls that extend out beyond just your traditional border of where you only expect the data to be, but actually keep going as it gets shared around with or without your knowledge.
Absolutely. That's a great answer. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been a genuine pleasure to chat to you, and I wish you every success at the show.
Excellent. Thank you.
You.